Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in last video we have learned about this bubble sort algorithm, right? So actually I forgot to tell you why we call this bubble sort, because after every single iteration the maximum value already bubbles out in the last index at its correct position. Okay, that's why it is called bubble sort. After every single pass, whichever value is the maximum, it automatically bubbles out. Okay, so that's the logical way of saying why it's called bubble sort. Now in this video we are going to learn about something, selection sort. Okay, now I'll start with this only, why is it called selection sort. So what you do in selection sort, you iterate through the whole array, right? And what you do after every single iteration, so you find that particular index and you swap it with the index that you're currently iterating with. Okay, let's say if your ith value is 0, you will replace that value with the minimum value. You'll place it at 0th location. If you're doing in a second pass, that means you're iterating for first index, right? In second pass you find the minimum value and you place it at the first index position. Okay, and so on, you keep on doing this till the last element. Okay, so what you're doing, basically you're selecting the minimum index value. Okay, and you're putting it at its correct position. Okay, you're doing this selection, right? You're selecting that minimum index value and you're putting it in the right position. Again you're selecting the minimum, the smallest value, and you're putting it in the correct position. That's why it is called a selection sort. Now how implementation is very simple. Okay, if you're try to implement this is going to be really easy. For I is equal to 0, I is less than numbers dot length, what you're supposed to do, let's take that min index that we are talking about here. Okay, min index is equal to, let's take 0. Okay, now let's take another loop. I is equal to j is equal to 0, j is less than numbers dot length, and j plus plus. Now what we are supposed to do here, if the condition is if numbers of j is less than numbers of mid index, then you're supposed to perform the swapping. Sorry, there is no swapping for now. Okay, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to first change the index so that your main index will become j. Why it will become j? Because the number at jth location is less than number of minimum index. That's why your minimum index will become j. And after this loop is done, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do swapping now. Numbers min index with ith location, because that is what we are iterating for. Okay, now there is one issue here. After every single iteration you're actually finding the correct location of I, right? Like we said, you're selecting the minimum value and you're putting it at the right location. That's why this minimum index value that we are taking, right, 0, and we are starting with 0th location, this is not really needed and it will give you wrong answers as well. Because if after every single pass, if you are finding the correct position for this ith index, then you no need to start with 0. You're supposed to start with ith index. Okay, now actually we are done with the implementation. Let's try running the program and see if you're getting the required answer. That means the sorted array. Okay, actually we are getting, just so that you don't get an impression I'm running the last program, I'm running it again. Okay, see, we are getting the sorted array. How easy is that, right? So what we have done in a selection sort algorithm, first of all, why is it called selection sort? Because we pick the minimum value or the maximum value. Okay, you can do in both cases. let's just say we are picking the minimum value and we are putting it at its correct position. Again in second pass, we are picking the minimum value out of the available elements in the array and we are putting it at its correct position. That's why it is called selection sort. Okay, so that's what we are doing. We are taking the minimum index, we are iterating through the array. Okay, we know what is the minimum index and we are putting it at its correct position. Okay, so that is selection sort for you. Okay, I hope you're able to understand this. In next video we'll be learning about insertion sort. That's all as part of this video. See you in the next one. May the source be with you.